And for our last story, let's move to Sahel. Burkina Faso has scrapped visa fees for African travelers. The junta-led government wants to boost regional integration and tourism by making it easier for African travelers to visit the country. The country's security minister made the announcement last week after a cabinet meeting that was chaired by the junta head, Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Of African Americans are choosing to move to the African.
These continue to put pressure on African nations. Many African Americans are making a different choice. Ditching the American dream, they are returning to Africa to reconnect with their roots.
As the move of a visa-free entry within African countries is increasingly happening. President Ibrahim Traore does the unthinkable by welcoming all Africans within and outside the continent to enter and be part of the West African country's community freely. This is remarkable, due to what the country has been through that has seen the nation non-pleasant for a number of people who may wish to come and carry out various activities and also settle there. Ever since President Ibrahim Traore's rise into power, Burkina Faso has gone through a series of immense transformation both politically and economically. A thing that has warmed the hearts of both the Africans within the continent and the diaspora community in the West, majorly the U.S. As the trend of African diaspora moving to Africa takes the stage and making alarms globally, those that are now interested in what President Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso and may wish to be part of it are receiving interesting news. A growing number of American Africans say they are considering leaving the United States and relocating to Africa, as a number of African countries have already taken immense steps, most especially Ghana, in attracting diaspora investment through government initiatives and business forums. Burkina Faso is strategically creating conditions to attract the wealthy diaspora by focusing on local resource processing and creating a new model of African development led by Africans. For a country that was struggling with issues such as poor governance, conflicts, economic instability, and corruption, it was difficult to provide incentives for diasporans to return, adding to limited initiatives designed to attract or support Africans returning home, such as favorable economic policies, investment opportunities, and infrastructure for integration into the local society. Everything seemed hard for the diaspora to think of Burkina Faso. Even within Africa, Africans couldn't feel that much safe entering into a country pledged by conflicts and natural disasters like drought, floods, among others. Immediately after assuming office, President Ibrahim Traore did a remarkable move. The captain whom many, most especially the West, thought that would make Burkina Faso restricted, did the impossible by awakening projects that could reopen the West African nation in style to the rest of the world. Restructuring the civil aviation industry of Burkina Faso. You have heard it right. For an airport project that had stalled for over a decade under the previous governments, President Ibrahim Traore knew that he had to immediately bring it back to life without more delays. With the first phase of construction of the new Donsin Airport planned for a 5-year period beginning in 2013 and finishing in 2018, and focus on the construction of infrastructure that was required to move the operations from Ouagadougou to Donsin refusing to go as planned, the project was rescheduled. Following this setback, construction was launched in September 2021. However, the January 2022 and September 2022 coup d'etat and the collapsing of a building under construction at the new airport in December 2022, everything about the new airport seemed over. However, The Burkinabe were stunned by the announcement that the new government under President Ibrahim Traore had relaunched the construction of the airport in style. This was done by canceling weak and corruption-stricken contracts formed under the previous government, and also reforming new and justified ones. With construction now around 90% complete, the airport is anticipated to become operational by late 2025 or early 2026. Once soon operational, the facility will feature a main runway stretching 3,500 meters, extendable to 4,000 meters to accommodate large aircraft, and a terminal area of about 17,000 square meters capable of serving over 1 million passengers annually in its initial phase, while additionally possessing modern cargo terminals, an advanced control tower, and sustainability measures such as solar energy installations. This is good news to the diaspora and those wishing to come to the country. There will be no more difficulties. Passengers could face a thing that immensely works for the African diaspora wishing to be part of the Burkinabe community. You think that is the only thing the captain did about the civil aviation? No, you may be wrong. Again, immediately, President Ibrahim Traore did a remarkable thing. Burkina Faso, recently under President Ibrahim Traore, acquired 2 Embraer commercial aircraft, an E190LR and an E170, for the national airline Air Burkina in 2024. This purchase was part of Traore's initiative to revive the national airline, with the goal of improving national connectivity and fostering self-reliance rather than buying a private presidential jet. This move of relaunching Air Burkina in 2024 and choosing to invest in the national airline's fleet marked a shift towards greater national independence in air transport, and also acting as a catalyst for foreign investment. While providing low-cost air transport for all Africans at home and outside, the African diaspora community has a reason to rethink about Burkina Faso's future and among the African countries to relocate to. With all these happening and removing visa fees for all African travelers in an effort to facilitate the movement of people and goods into the country is widely reopening doors that had been stiffly closed by previous struggles. Economy booming, security improved, Burkina Faso is rewriting the script that the Western media had painted on the country. This policy of a visa-free entry to Burkina Faso is going to boost tourism, trade, and cultural exchange by removing visa fees for all African passport holders, encouraging greater intra-African movement, and also the diaspora.